Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your July 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Cancer, my crabby pants clients and viewers and subscribers. That's what I call all Cancer people. I call you crabby pants, but that's okay. You're not always crabby pants. Actually, Cancers can be quite vivacious and lively and happy. They can on their good days. And then on their bad days, not as much. But that's okay because everybody has their bad days, right, Cancer? So anyways, I'm just using my regular Shadowscapes deck, and this is by Stephanie Puy-Moon Law. And I am not sure when I'm going to be bringing back the sex and relationship videos for everyone. Hopefully maybe in August, but I'm not sure, so don't get your hopes up. Stay tuned. And then I am doing couples. I've decided to do the couples session, so if you'd like to do, you and your partner would like to do a session with me, it's $75 an hour, and I usually book the 1 hour session. And the way I'm doing it is there are rules. There's no fighting allowed during the session, and I am doing three spreads primarily to start off, which would be the one for you, one for your partner, and then one for the both of you combined. So that's how I'm structuring it, and so far it's going really good. So I am also doing private sessions for individuals. It is also $75 an hour, and I usually book the 1 hour session, and if we go over, I just have my clients pay the difference. You can check my schedule on the About section on my YouTube channel. There are several links at the top of my channel, and one of them is the About page, and that has my schedule and pricing and everything there. So, and it's all there until I got a website going. I haven't done that yet. So anyways, let's see what we get for you guys for July. Again, this is everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in Cancer. Okay, so the first thing that I'm seeing, like whoa, is a lot of green. A lot of green. So, I mean, the sun is moving into your sign. So this is a good time, I feel, for you in July. You know, it's sort of like in the beginning of July, you've got a lot of focus on, I feel like some of you are looking for work. Some of you are really hard at it too. You're really looking for work. And because I say that because you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is the spider card, crossing you. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles crowning you. And then we have the King of Pentacles as the foundation. Okay, so it's very strong, I think, for the entire month. Money is on your mind, okay? For those of you who are working, things are going really good. You need to take time to stop and smell the roses, and instead of being like tunnel vision, like, okay, I'm going to work, coming home, you know, making dinner, going to sleep, and that's all you're doing, you need to take time to really enjoy the journey in life, you know, and try to do things that are, you know, recreational activities that you might like, you know, to kind of relax. I feel like you're going really too fast right now. You're kind of spinning your wheels, and you're rushing around, kind of doing a lot. I feel like there's a lot of activity in July going on for you, where you're just go, 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 and you're working a lot, okay? Those of you who are working, you're working a lot, and you're just going like working like crazy. It's just like, you know, this is lining up to be a very lucrative time for you, okay? So, you know, if this isn't you, this is your partner who's providing for you, and they're going like crazy, you know, and they're working like crazy. And you might not even see your partner that much if your partner is a Cancer, okay? Um, the thing is, in the center of everything, of course, I think of you when I think of this girl here, wallowing. I call this the wallow card. And you know how I always come down on Cancers about wallowing. Maybe that's Pisces. I don't know. Come down on Pisces and Cancer about wallowing. And this is, I'm giving really just a hard time here, Cancer. I mean, this is you being emotional, disconnected, moody. This is living in the dream, the fantasy, not the reality, okay? This is like always wanting to marry a millionaire, but never not wanting to like leave your house or your kids or do anything crazy. So it's just like the dream is to marry the millionaire. The reality is that you live in a modest home and you have 3 kids, okay? I'm just saying this may not be the case, but if it is, message me. We all dream to marry a millionaire. You should watch that movie, though, How to Marry a Millionaire. It's actually quite funny with Lauren Bacall. It's an old movie. I always talk about old movies, but yeah, it's just about, the card is really about kind of being checked out, a little bit checked out. Emotionally, not really wanting to connect with others. I feel like it's kind of weird because you have all these financial cards here, these career cards going on, and relationships for you, I feel like, are kind of on the back burner, okay? It's sort of like your career or looking for a job is really the focus of your life right now, in July, and I don't feel like you really are. There aren't very many relationship cards here. You may have dated a Capricorn in the past. There may be I know that this has come up several times for you, or maybe somebody that you like that's a Capricorn male. So Cancer females liking a Capricorn male can also be, you may have some Capricorn in your chart as well. So if you're a Cancer male, you may have a strong Capricorn ascendant, Venus, something, even North Node in the Capricorn, where, you're you've got that duality, you're hardworking, and you are really good with your hands. You may have some kind of, profession where you do a lot with your hands, you may be kind of like a mix or fix it kind of guy. There may be that aspect in there. So it could be Cancer ladies, recent past dealing with the Capricorn male. I don't necessarily feel like he's your partner. He may be someone in your life. This may be somebody you like, okay? And in a distant past, you were dealing with the King of Pentacles, which can be a Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Virgo, Aquarius, Sagittarius, or Leo male, okay? Generally speaking, that's kind of one of the signs that I see him as. And what's crowning you now is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is either, I feel like you're the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Because I feel like this is usually a Cancer or Scorpio male, okay? So, Cancer females, you may be also dating a Cancer or Scorpio male. You may have dated a Capricorn in the past, and you may have dealt with really more like a Taurus or an Aries or even a Leo in the distant past. So for your dating, I mean, for ladies who are dating, you have 3 guys here, consecutively. Okay, there's 3 guys, but you may not. 2 of them may not even be in your life right now. This Cancer or Scorpio guy might be in your life currently, but I feel like usually when people ask me about this card, they usually ask me, is he going to come back? And this is the card where I tell them no, because he's on his way out. He's moving away. He's taking, he's riding into the distance, okay? So he's riding into the distance here. He's going away. He's moving away from the relationship. He's cruising out, okay? He may not be moving, as like moving his place of residence or anything like that. It may just be he doesn't want the relationship anymore. He's moving on, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, and for those of you who are single, I feel like you really are just focused on career. I feel like you're focused on career. I feel like There's a strong money element here. Things are really going to shift, okay, into, you're going into a little bit what I call no man's land, okay, where it's going to feel a little bit like, you don't really know what to do. You don't know really where to turn. There's going to be some changes. I feel like the job that you're in may not be, if you have a job, may not be continuing. You may either lose your job, or you may end up quitting your job, or it just may naturally come to an end. Or you just decide at some point that you don't want to keep going down that road. Now, I don't want you guys to panic. I'm not saying you're going to lose your job, that everybody's going to lose it. No, I'm not saying that. But you've got two cards here that concern me. One is the Three of Wands, which is a career card in the sense that a lot of times, especially you got all these career cards, she's come to the end of the road that she's on. And she's standing there on the edge of everything, and she can't continue. So she has to figure out a way to get down here via a rope, or she needs to go back this way and take a turn and go around and down, or she needs to step off the cliff, and she has to have enough faith that something is going to happen, that the road is going to kind of appear beneath her, and it's not going to be the road that she's gone on before. It's going to be the road less traveled, okay, or it's going to be a road that she builds, okay. She could build a path for herself if she wanted to. If she got a backpack and carried some rocks down below and she made a little trail for herself, she could. This is the trailblazer. This is the pioneer. This is someone who goes out and starts their own business. So this is someone who needs to switch careers or change jobs, okay? So Cancer, you may be in the midst of a job change, in the midst of a career change, in the midst of, kind of feeling like sort of mid-July, like indecision is kind of on you, and you're not sure where to go, what to do, how to do it. And then because you come to the end of the road that you're on with your career, you're going to be very concerned about money, okay? Your concern is money. How am I going to make enough money? I don't have enough money. That's where your mind is at. You're going, I don't have enough, okay? Now, the Four of Pentacles is usually, and I do see it as being usually an Aries, Cancer, or Scorpio, okay? Because you guys have these issues where Aries is very self-focused, okay? Very self-centered, okay? So they are naturally, the natural hoarder. You know what I'm saying? They're the one that if you leave your shoes over their house, they'll keep them rather than calling you to return them, okay? And they think that they're entitled to because you left them there and that's their house, see? So it's one of those things where the Aries will cling on to money very much. And so if you're in a relationship with an Aries, this is them, okay? If this is you, I usually talk about the miser being, typically, the miser is either the millionaire who has a shit ton of money. They're a millionaire, but when they have to go give something to somebody, they buy them $1 piece of shit at the grocery store, okay? Or the miser is the person that's literally homeless and counting their pennies, okay? But the miser can be anything in between the homeless person and the miser, and I feel like the definition of the miser, which is the millionaire, okay? So, but and it could be someone who is concerned about money but has money. See, because you have the King of Pentacles in the foundation. For a lot of you Cancers, this concern and this penny pinching and this being overly paranoid and how am I going to, just going crazy about it, is unfounded. I feel like you have savings and there's money there. Either your partner has money or you have money, you have savings. You don't have to penny pinch. Yes, you need to be careful, cautious, but you need to be in the I have abundance consciousness, okay? Like you have abundance. I always say, raise your arms to the sky and say, I have abundance now. I have abundance, okay? I have an overflowing bank account, okay? You have to get into that mindset that you do, or else you will be blocking yourself from from a positive future, okay, from a very positive future. So this is why I'm concerned, because you have the Three of Wands and the Four of Pentacles together. They're both very hard no cards, okay? They're really, you got a little bit of a brick going on. I call it a brick when two cards come together. They kind of, it's going to be kind of like your life's going to feel a little bit gridlocked at the end, towards middle to the end of July, actually, where you may feel stuck. You may feel indecisive. You may not know what to do. You may be going, how am I going to survive? This job's come to an end, or my contract's up, or, I can't find a job. You're just going to be in that position. My feeling is that you need to make it happen for yourself. You need to either start your own business, do something where you wouldn't normally consider doing, but it's kind of like you need to do it anyways. Maybe you don't want to, but you have to. I feel like you're going to be at that point where you need the money. So you don't use all your savings, okay? You don't need the money because you're destitute. You need the money because you need to provide for yourself and your family, okay? And I feel like a lot of you Cancers, you have this Page of Pentacles in the position of emotions. And this is someone who typically, this is a student, somebody's thinking about going back to school. This is someone who's dreaming about security and material wealth and security, stability. The issue with her is that, and for you Cancer, I feel like you are overly focused on money and material security for your happiness, okay? Happiness doesn't come from money. I always tell people this, and so you need to do things that make you happy that are free. Whether it's riding a bike or going for a run or a walk down the street to the pond, whatever it is, you need to do those things so that you're telling your brain. It's interesting. It's like you're telling your brain, I really like doing this. It didn't cost me anything, It's free, because in a way we've trained our brains to think, I've got to have money, I've got to have money, I've got to have money, and what am I going to do without it? And that's the only thing that makes us happy, and it can't be that way anymore, Cancer. That old mentality is you have to say goodbye to that mentality because it's not going to serve you very well. And you may be so materialistic to the point where you're maybe even turning down jobs, or you may be thinking, I only am willing to take a certain pay cut, or I'm only willing to take a certain job, or I'm only willing to do this, that, and the other, or I'm only willing to blah, blah, blah. Lower the standard, okay? So you may actually be so, in a way, I feel like you're closed off to some opportunities that might actually be really good for you. So you need to kind of open your mind, expand your mind, because you have the blinders on again, okay? So you need to expand your mind and really brainstorm, okay? And really just be open to other possibilities, okay? It's sort of like this. If you've always been a dentist, I don't know how that came to my mind. I'm thinking of my family today. My dad's a dentist, whatever. If you've always been a dentist, but your business isn't going very well, and, what you'd really like to be doing is, working for a pharmaceutical company. I don't know. Say that's what you really want to do. That's what you should be doing. Rather than thinking, well, I'm going to continue to look for dental jobs and da-da-da-da-da. If the door isn't opening and it's not natural and you've been trying for some time, it's time to switch gears. It's time to look for something else. That's my suggestion to you, because it feels like you're getting so wrapped up, your happiness is getting so wrapped up in your financial well-being that it's really going to come down to you creating the abundance for yourself. It's not about you being dependent. And this is really where the future is going. This is future, okay, too. in general in the world. It's no longer going to be where everybody works 9 to 5. You know, I feel like eventually everybody's going to be independently employed, you know, having their own business. It's really going to be more private than anything else. Eventually there won't be any government. It'll be different, okay? That's kind of how I see it. Or at least there won't be government the way we think of government. It'll be much, much different. It'll be, I mean, the government is so huge for the United States, and you know, right now, it'll eventually be very, very small with a handful of people, and that's it. But so that's really, so if you're thinking in the old mindset of I've got to work in like a brick and mortar shop, or I've got to have money to start a business, you don't. I did my own business with nothing, less than nothing. Okay, so you don't. People don't these days. You don't. So yeah, that's my commentary on jobs. The outcome is the Knight of Cups, which I feel like is you, Cancer males. And ladies, if you are, you know, dating, this is you, you know, you're Prince Charming. I do see him as usually a Libra, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces male, okay? The thing about it is because you have this kind of brick situation, these two cards forming this very hard, you know, negative block to obstacle to you getting to this Knight. I feel like it may not happen where you meet this guy. It may not happen. It's like you may be so concerned about your finances and your, you know, the direction of your career and your life that you may not really give yourself an opportunity to meet this guy. Okay, you might not leave the house. You might be so like going to work, you know, or coming home, going to work, coming home, and you may not have any deviation from your routine at all. So this is also, those of you who are single, this is also riding the waves of emotion, letting things play out regardless, okay? However bad things may seem to be, this is, you know, letting them play out. Now, here's the thing. This is the number 2 player in the deck, okay? So, and you've got very strong male energies around you. These may be family members, these may be friends, these may be boyfriends, this may be husbands, you know, a lot of strong male. And Cancer, these all might be you, okay? This all might be you. But I feel like Cancer ladies, this could be your Mr. Right, but you need to figure out your career and what you're doing as far as finances first and not be so overly concerned. At the same time, be proactive and make some positive changes, okay? The problem is that you're wallowing. You're wallowing in kind of a mild depressed state where you're not taking action. You may be going to work, but you're not really, but I feel like that's going to come to either an end or things are going to change with it because you've got the Death card in the immediate future, okay? And the Death card means change. It means rebirth. It means transition. It means the end of what you know and the beginning of something completely different. So I'd be very surprised for you to meet this Knight of Cups. However, if you do, please message me. And if you do, please, you know, just take note that he is a guy that is looking for an emotional connection. If you sleep with him on the first or second date, it will never go anywhere, okay? And he may have some things he doesn't want you to know. He may be a little bit of an alcoholic. He may be prone to outbursts or, you know, just having a lot of emotion, okay? So that's kind of how I see it. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here with the outcome. You not achieving this outcome. It just feels like you may have a difficult time getting to a point where you are writing things out and you are going with the flow and you are just following your heart no matter what you do. In a way, it's what the universe wants you to do. The universe wants you to be more decisive. it wants you to be okay, be like, okay, I'm going to take a proactive approach to this. I'm going to solve this by doing X, Y, and Z, rather than doing what you might normally do, which is be very upset and cry about it and then not take any action at all and then complain about it for endlessly until basically you're forced to take action, which then puts you in the very, what I call the very defensive position of, what am I going to do now? You know what I'm saying? Only when life attacks you do you react. You don't want to do that. You want to go out and make some change and do something where you are getting to a point, a positive place. Okay. Now I know I may seem harsh on you, but it is possible for you to overcome these challenges. I do feel like a lot of you you're going to be dealing with some players in the future. You may, for those of you who are really looking for love, I feel like, I pulled a couple of more cards. If you overcome these challenges, I pulled the Nine of Cups, which is the number 1 player in their deck. So you got the number 1 player, which is the Pisces male, or Scorpio or Cancer male, which could be you also. I feel like it's a Pisces or Scorpio, usually if it comes up for you. And then the other guy, too, the Knight of Cups, which is, like I said, the Libra, the Scorpio, Cancer, which could be you, or Pisces male. So, and I feel like you may actually have feelings for these. See, it's sort of like the universe is saying, Cancer, okay, you need to do something different in your career. But instead of you doing something different, you go out on dates. Or you go out and, you go out with a bunch of different guys. Or you start looking for guys. Or, I feel like you kind of don't have your priorities straight. I feel like right now you have them straight, but in the future you won't. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm kind of feeling like you're getting distracted. It's sort of like you're getting distracted by money and finances, okay? And then you're going to be distracted by relationships that aren't good for you, okay? And you may have feelings for these guys, but these guys aren't really going to have feelings for you. They're going to have feelings for the person that they're going to have feelings for someone that isn't going to force them into commitment or make them worry about whether they need to commit. They're going to be in it to win it only if, in a way, you intrigue them to do so, okay? Where it sort of make it worth their while in a sense, okay? And the only way you do that is by, in a way, becoming a little bit hard to get. Or you take your time in the relationship getting to know them, okay? So, yeah, this is kind of just an interesting spread. And I'm going to pull 3 additional cards here because I feel like it's important to not leave off on a negative note at all and reach some cohesion. So it's just you're strange. I feel like you're blocked by finances or career decisions. And then I just want to say the word distracted by people that really aren't adding anything to your life. So it's just sort of like the definition of, like if you're younger, it feels like if you're in school, you're the definition of, majoring in alcoholism and poor decision making. That's kind of how it is right now for you Cancer. Some of you Cancer men especially, not to say the Cancer ladies aren't doing the same thing. If you're younger, that's what you're majoring in. Alcoholism and poor decision making, it feels like there's a lot of alcohol involved. There's a lot of dating involved. And you're not really sure who's who. There's a lot of a long list of cast in characters here, okay? for this spread. So I would go so far as to say you've got quite the dramatic thing going on, especially if you're a Cancer female, okay? Cancer men, I feel like you got to look for another job, okay? You got to look for another job. I don't feel like the job that you're in is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So, you know, as far as it's not leading you into a future, okay? So you got to find something else. So that's what I would be proactive in doing that rather than majoring in alcoholism and screwing around and dicking it up. You know, I don't even think dicking it up is a term. I'm making that up as I go along. So, anyways, 3 last cards for you. Interesting. So the Hermit, you got the Hermit card. You needing to process things and really be a little bit introspective. This can indicate getting married. Some of you are thinking about getting engaged or getting married. Some of you are moving. But this to me feels more like it's kind of getting out of the cave, you know, getting out of the caveman consciousness and doing things differently and getting back out there. Okay, putting yourself out there is really key. This can also indicate a period of waiting. It's sort of like you've been waiting on something as well. There's a strong waiting element. Now you got the Six of Pentacles, which I generally think of you too, and then when I see this card, because I think of Cancer as wanting to help. Usually Cancer men and women love to be helpful. They love to give to others. They love to be providers for others. I think it's because their shadow is the Capricorn, and the Capricorn is the provider, okay? So Cancers love to be giving. Cancers love to be giving, and this is you. But I also feel like you do have some legal settlement things going on as well, which you're going to settle on at the end of July, I feel. It could be sooner than that, but I feel like towards the end of July. And then you got the Two of Wands as the final card, which is sitting on top of the World, which is an amazing card. It's power and achievement. There's a lot of things to do with properties. You might be like settling on some kind of property deal you got. You might be settling on some kind of, you might be buying some property, you know. But this is also in your career having arrived. So it's interesting because this is, for some of you, overcoming those challenges of what am I going to do with my life and how am I going to make money and actually getting into a career that suits you, okay? I feel like the next step, Cancer, especially for your career, is really positive. Take the next step. Don't be afraid to switch jobs. Don't be afraid to climb the ladder. I feel like you are going to get to the top you know, you're going to have a lot of people looking up to you, basically. A lot of people looking up to you. So it's really, really strong card. So I think that's all for right now. That's all that I'm getting. If you'd like a private reading, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And, you know, thank you so much for your messages. And, you know, I got a lot of thank you emails. You know, I'm trying to get back to you know, everybody within 24 to 48 hours to schedule. But if I get thank you notes, it takes me a little bit longer to get back to people. But I do read everything, and I appreciate it so much. And, you know, thank you so much for subscribing and Google Plusing and all that jazz. I really appreciate it. So I will be back again for mid-July, and I wish you guys all the best. I'm going to send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.